Hey guys, Zen here with Jedi Knight number 5. This time I didn't almost say Bounty Hunter in your face. So now I'm recording these next 3 videos, 5, 6, and 7, should all be recorded today, which is, it's the next day from recording last night, so I'm a lot more awake, so I shouldn't just be rambling on about stupid crap, although, no, to come to think of it, I'll probably end up doing that anyways. So, just got the quest, I guess, to go back over to this area. I'm going to go do my training and stuff. I think I leveled up a couple times since I've been back here. And can you guess it? Can you guess it? So, I'm going to turn around here after I'm done typing to these people. I'm going to turn around, and there's going to be a quest from that same guy who gives you the droid quest every time. And, of course, like I said in like the second video, he pretty much has a quest for you every time you come back. So make sure you always pick up that quest and go and do it real quick. If you're quick enough, right? If you're quick enough with it, it shouldn't take you very long. Like if you're quick enough to get to one of the glowy pedestal things that you can click on, it shouldn't take you very long to get the quest done and out of the way and then move on. And it's free experience really at that point. So here we go.
You made it look easy last time, but we've thrown some surprises in there for you this time. Get out there and show them what you're made of.
So, let's go do this one again. Might as well, huh? So, yeah, we're gonna go do this quest, and then I'm gonna go into the temple and turn in some other quests. I'm gonna turn in a couple other quests that I've got around here as well, and hopefully also train up my abilities. I think I get another really cool ability at this level. One ability that I forgot to talk about when I got it was the number 8 ability there. It's kind of like, what's the best way to put it? It's kind of like a defensive cooldown, right? So say I'm coming up on like a ton of things that are like this, that are shooting at me, and if I was taking too much damage, I could hit it and it would reduce damage taken by like 50%. I don't know if that's the exact number, but that's pretty much exactly what it does. And it doesn't just work with blaster bolts, it works with everything. So it's a little shield I put on myself. I like it. It's very nifty. It's something typical you would see in other MMOs as a defensive cooldown for a tank-like class. Now, the Jedi Knights can only be a DPS or a tank. It can't be a healer. So one of their advanced classes is like dual wielding, and it's all about the DPS, and it's really cool. And then the other one is all about tanking. And I think both on the Sith, for the Sith Inquisitor, Sith Warrior, and Jedi Consular and Jedi Knight, rather, I think the tank builds can all use dual-bladed lightsabers. I think. Don't hold me to that, but if that's the case, that means you're not just restricted to one-handed lightsabers, which is pretty nifty because, I mean, one-handed is kind of lame. So I'm going to turn this quest in here. This is that romance quest, so let's see it.
Were you successful, Padawan? Did you find our pupils in the ruins?
Tell us, what did you uncover about the nature of Spanius and Morrison's relationship? Are they romantically involved?
I discovered that there is no romance between them, Masters.
You see, Master Silvarte, your concerns were for naught.
I'm relieved to hear this. Surprised, but most relieved. You've handled this matter with great character. The Order is fortunate to have you in the fold.
Believe me, you give me more credit than I deserve.
Humility is a virtue, young one. Now that you've befriended them, you might check in on our students. Otherwise, good luck with the rest of your training.
So yeah, I totally lied to them so I can get myself a lightsaber upgrade or something to go in my lightsaber. I think it is like a modification or something when I actually get my lightsaber later on. By the way, when you get your lightsaber for the Jedi Knight, it is really epic. It's different for like the Sith, and I'll explain that in a second, but for like the Jedi Knight, you actually build your own lightsaber, and it is super rad. I liked that whole thing quite a bit.
Another impressive round. Looks like we'll have to make things tougher next time.
So yeah, the whole lightsaber thing's a little different. Oh, that guy's got a lightsaber. Look at that blue thing. It's like glowing. So yeah, the Sith get their lightsabers in a different way. Like the Sith warrior, you have to go and steal it from a crypt of a dead Sith warrior or something like that, or a Sith Lord, and you pretty much go and find your lightsaber. And for the Jedi, you pretty much make your lightsaber, so it's got a different feel there. And when you steal it as a Sith, it feels really epic because you have to I mean, there's going to be spoilers when I say this, so cover your ears if you don't want to hear them, but you have to fight the old thing that was living there, so it's pretty cool.
A flesh raider, baby. See how the Force tests my dedication to assisting the helpless of this world. You did the right thing. Leave him with me. I'll convene the council to decide how to handle this.
So I'll turn in that quest to him, and one thing I wanted to mention kind of briefly was that in the last video I talked about how the Force works, and that I went and did some research on it, and I figured out the logistics behind what the Force actually is, and the reason that they set it up, that whole stuff. If you want to listen to all that, go to the previous video. It's got a ton of that in it. So one thing I wanted to touch on was how the light side and dark side thing worked within that concept. So basically, the Force is like all this. It's the energy of what keeps everything together. It's like it binds the atoms. You could think of it that way. It's what binds everything together. And the light side, dark side, I guess you could think of it like this. You could think of it two ways. You can't think of them separately. You can't think of it just one way or the other. You have to think of it both ways. So here's the thing. On one hand, the Force could be, for the dark side, light side, it could be the negative and positives. So it feeds off of the negative energies and the positive energies, like the poles and stuff, or the polarizations of bindings of energy and stuff like that. So if you don't understand what I'm saying there, that's just science. Just go back to school, kids. The other thing is that it draws off of is more metaphysical, or you can even think of it as part of the religious aspect of the Force, which is it draws off of negative and positive emotion, right? So like anger is a negative emotion, but happiness is a positive emotion. And the way that connects with the Force is that those specific emotions hold negative energies, and then the positive energies are on the positive emotions. So it's weird. But yeah, that's kind of how that works, and I'll touch on that again briefly right after I turn this quest in.
You'll get the crystal if you keep our secret. It's up to you.
Well, our blackmailer returns. Back for the crystal, no doubt. Thank you for keeping our secret.
Just hand it over, and we could be done with this.
Bloodsucker.
You got what you wanted, my sweet. It's a small price to pay. Don't mind her. Good luck to you.
Hold on to that, Lady Spanios. She's a keeper.
I sure think so. Here's the crystal. Goodbye, friend.
So yeah, so the dark side energies, or the dark side of the Force, draws off of the negative energies, and then so that's kind of how that works. Just so it's clear, so you know, that's how it works. So at least that's how I gathered it works. I could be wrong there. Like I said, I was reading off of like multiple different wikis, but you would, I mean, if you really want to know more about it, you could just Google the entire thing and you could figure it out. But the other thing there is what interests me is on that quest that I just turned in, and what I said in the last video, the whole like Jedis can't have relationships because, you know, it feeds off of the passion. Now this is kind of weird if you think about it this way. Love, right, should be a positive emotion. So why don't the Jedi feed off of that? Why do they have to restrict themselves to not having relationships? It's really weird how it works, and maybe some of you understand better than I do and you can explain it a little better, but from what I gather is that just in general the Jedi don't like to go towards any type of the emotions because like all of the emotions that you can actually feel have negative sides to them as well. So maybe like if you love somebody and they die, you then feel hatred for whoever may have murdered them, if that was the case, So maybe they just want to avoid it completely. I don't know, but it's weird. It's interesting. And so that's how the dark side, light side works. I should have explained that in the last video, but I didn't. Oh well, so I figured I'd catch it up on this video. So I'm going to come over here. I got more quests off of this direction. And I have actually a really interesting quest to turn in coming up here. But you should see this video. I think I see it on my little editing bar here. But I'm going to come over here and pick this thing up, and I'll let you guys listen to it.
My dear Belaya, these will probably be the last words I have to say to you. And I don't have long. I was a fool, Belaya. As always, I shouldn't have come hunting alone. I knew that. But our little Rusa is so sick. And the doctor said that the teeth of the manga cats could make medicine. Cure her. I tried to get the teeth for Rusa. But the flesh raiders trained the cats to be vicious. So horrible. I'm sorry, my love. I'm so tired. I must sleep to gather my strength. In case the manga cats come back, I'll bring their teeth home. Somehow.
Okay, so now that I've got all the Force nonsense out of the way, or information rather, out of the way, I'm going to go through here of this long sequence of killing a ton of these things, and I'll probably may speed some of it up coming up here shortly, but we'll see how long it goes when I have to talk about the next thing, which is some more Star Wars news. So, for those of you who didn't know, at this point, which is the 8th of December, you can go preload the game. If you pre-ordered it, or I don't even think you need to pre-order it yet, but if you plan on playing it, you can go download the client right now onto your computer if you haven't already. If you played in the 25th through 28th beta, I think it was, pretty much the Thanksgiving weekend beta. If you played in that one, you don't have to reinstall the client, although you may want to just in case. It's just it's one of those precautions that you might want to take just to make sure that it works correctly when you get a chance to play. So that's the first thing. They have that. You can see that on their website. I think it's on the front page. The other thing is that there's going to be some news coming up here shortly of the matching the rest of your set to the chess piece you have. To explain that, one of the features in the game, if you haven't heard about it, that they're going to come out with, if they haven't had it in their builds already, I haven't seen it in the beta weekend, but I think it was just disabled or they were still working on it. But basically, what you get to do is if you have like a really cool looking chess piece, and then the rest of your gear is like hot pants and like heeled boots and stuff, and you just look like a clown with the rest of your stuff, you can match the style and the color to everything of your chess piece. So that way you kind of match what's going on. And I think that is really cool because I don't like the whole clown look. Like right now, my character matches pretty well. The boots are a little different because I think I just got those recently, but everything matches. I look ridiculous. I look like a jogger who's going to go out running, or a hipster or something. But yeah, so what you can do is you can take a chess piece and you can match everything to the color and style. That's what I've gathered so far. They're going to have more information on that, so I may be able to share that with you in another video when that's actually out. But that I just saw that get retweeted by Stephen Reed a couple minutes ago, so I thought that's cool that they're finally giving us information on that. They've mentioned it at many of the shows they've gone to, like I think they said it at Comic-Con, and I think also at PAX. I'm not sure, but I remember them talking about it at one of those, and I've been really excited to hear more about that, and they just haven't had any information, nor was it in the build that we got to play for the beta. And I think other than that, I'm going to speed up this next portion because it's just a whole lot of killing, which, is cool, but How much cooler would it be in fast forward? We shall see. I think it's so funny when you increase the speed of a video, it increases the pitch on all the volume. It's like everything gets all high-pitched and chipmunk-like. So here's that interesting quest I was talking about. I'll let you guys check it out.
Jedi? Oh, thank the matriarch.
Jedi talk. Jedi peace.
He wants to speak to you. He's too weak to fight.
Jedi peace!
He needed someone to help him communicate. That's why he took me away. Why he's letting us meet. I've been trying to teach him your language.
Do you need medical attention?
I'm cut and bruised, that's all.
Head thing talk! Head thing talk! Learn power!
I'm trying. Please, I'm trying. He thinks he has power. He thinks he can use the Force, and he wants Jedi to train him.
Tell him we can talk about it after you're safe.
Talk power! Talk Rockden!
Please listen. He's calm now. He'll be calm if we talk. The other Flesh Raiders serve him because they fear his curse. But the Force overwhelms him. He needs to learn from the Jedi to control the power. He's weak.
Yeah, he may be weak, but he kidnapped you. He's a monster. Am I supposed to feel sorry for him?
I don't think so. I wouldn't feel sorry for him at all.
Take power. Hunt power. Go Rockden. Head thing flesh.
He won't let me go unless you help him get into the Jedi Temple. You can do that, right? Get the Jedi Masters to train him?
Letting a Force-using Flesh Raider live is too dangerous.
But...
Jedi!
I am... you... Thank you. I am grateful that you came for me.
I'm sorry, but that Flesh Raider needed to die.
Yes, of course. I can find my way to the village. After what you did, and without him watching me, I can make it on my own. More Flesh Raiders will be coming. Be careful.
I love that I just force push him off of the side, like into the fire down there. One, why don't I have that ability to begin with? Because that would be hilarious to do. And two, wait, isn't that like a Jedi Counselor ability? Why does the Jedi Knight have? Yeah. Oh well. It was kind of funny. The poor kid, just like it's kind of like where he got kidnapped and then because he was kidnapped, he got attached to his kidnapper, whatever that syndrome's called, and is it Stockholm syndrome? I think that's what it's called. But then I kill his poor captor, and it's kind of weird though how these like alien critters. I'm lagging out here. See that? Weird. It's weird how these alien things have midichlorians in them, which attach them to the Force, right? See, I wouldn't have known that if I didn't go do my research the other day, but yeah, so it's not just like specific beings that have them in it, like, it's not just humans or just the blind people or the green people or Zabrak or anything like that. It could be like anything that has cells, really. I guess you could technically have a Sand Raider with Force powers, which would be really weird and kind of creepy. But I don't know the logistics about how the midichlorians actually spawn in people or whatever it is. But yeah, that basically, if these things have them in them, then they can be able to use Force powers and be attached to the Force. So that's just how that works. Now, it's interesting because I want to say green dudes, or maybe it's these blind dudes that I'm playing. I don't even remember their name. One of which typically has more connection to the Force than everybody else, so they're almost like forced to be a Jedi or something like that. It's I don't quite know the story. Maybe you guys know which one I'm talking about, but I think I remember reading something like that in one of the Codex entries. So that's just what I remember looking at. So we got another huge section of combat. So I'm going to speed it up again, and then I will do my outro, and you guys can move on to the next video. So if you do not want to see the rest of the combat, you can just hit the annotation up in the top right corner. It'll take you to the next video, or you can hit the one in the middle of the screen on the top, and it'll take you to the rest of my Star Wars videos. Like I said previously, Holy has his own Star Wars playlist, just so we can keep them separate, because there's a lot there. We don't want them all in one playlist, so if you're looking for any of the classes he played, they're all in his. So other than that, I'm going to speed this up. So as I take out this elite, after finally getting through that huge section of combat, want to let you guys know that you can go to the next video, and hopefully that's the one that I get my companion. I'm almost certain it is. But other than that, I will see you guys next time.